What's up guys, Chris from CeeManga here. I'm going to review this chapter of One Piece, and it was a really good chapter, a few boring bits, but there's a lot of good stuff as well. Chapter went up and down, up and down, up and down. Anyway, let's get into it. So Big Don is nothing but a big crybaby. Yeah, it was weird, funny at the same time, and kind of annoying. There's a lot of mixed emotions about him breaking down. Anyway, so he starts to break down after, let me explain basically. So after finding out Luffy says conquers Haki, he's shocked and surprised. He's like, okay, how do you learn to use this? And then Luffy says, through Riley. And that's surprising because he thought that Riley was dead. And then he says, okay, with conquers Haki, don't tell me you aspire to be. And then Luffy says, Pirate King. And then he actually gets I want to say shot, but he's basically saying, there's a tough road ahead of you. A lot of guys have died or been beaten badly, trying to chase that dream. What makes you think you're good enough, all that stuff. And then he starts to break down because he's saying, after Luffy mentioned Riley, he says, why are you making me remember all this stuff back in the past? And then he says something really that interested me anyway. He said, I was so close to it, I almost had it, but then I lost it, basically. So he's probably referring to he was that close to, acquiring One Piece or being the Pirate King. So if that's the case, this guy is, fairly strong. I give him some respect, but he's still a bit of crybaby. Anyway, we jump to, some explanation behind these toys, which is, has been confusing me for a while now. How are there living toys walking, talking around the city and no one seems to be, bothered by it or even a bit curious as to, how this is going on. Anyway, we get the explanation that these toys were once people that were transformed due to someone's devil fruit abilities. Now, this is actually cool. Now it's not just some crazy thing where there's someone able to make living toys or something, because we know One Piece isn't that futuristic. Even though, yeah, we have, cyborgs and stuff like that, but it's not that far out compared to, like, living toys. So, the fact that it's a devil fruit ability makes it, more believable and less crazy, even coming from, One Piece story. I mean, One Piece is known for its craziness, but living toys is getting a bit too much. So what I think how this happens is that the toy with Frankie was saying, there's a curfew beyond 12 p.m. you aren't I think beyond 12 you aren't allowed to go out, and if you do you get in trouble. So everyone at that point has to stay in their house, shops are closed, whatever, all that stuff. And I'm guessing if you go out behind that point, someone's going to catch you and turn into a toy. And then once you become a toy, your family, your friends, everyone will no longer remember you. And we get confirmation of this when we see this toy holding on to this woman's skirt, saying, please remember me, don't leave me for this other guy. I'm your boyfriend, blah blah blah. And then he gets taken away. So I'm guessing that was once that girl's boyfriend, and then after he became a toy, she completely forgot about it. And we get another example where we see this kid chasing a toy dog, and then the dog actually reveals that he's that kid's father, which is really messed up and strange. Kind of a little bit twisted and weird, but yeah, it's showing like a little darker side to this art, basically. That it's not all peaches and creams. It's a bit creepy what's going on behind the scenes in this town. Anyway, it's not all that jolly. And then so that's the whole situation with the toys. They were once humans. They become toys when they go out after midnight. I think that's how they become toys. Someone captures them. But anyway, they need to find this person who has the devil fruit ability that's turning them into toys, I guess, and then have that person turn them back. We jump to a scene which this is what kind of annoyed me. We jump to the scene where we actually see Law, Law fighting the Admiral and Don Flamingo, and then I'm like, okay, cool, action. And then we cut straight. I mean, like, it was like a page or something, or a couple of panels, and then we cut again. I'm like, oh geez, I wanted to actually see that fight, how it's going. But by the looks of it, Law is getting his ass kicked. I mean, bearing in mind he's going up against Fujitora and Don Flamingo. I'm guessing both of them are teaming up against him because Don Flamingo still has his title as the Warlord, so he really isn't an enemy to the Navy right now. So I'm guessing they're all focusing their attention on Law, and he looks like he's getting hurt. He's bleeding. I think he's trying to radio for help, but it's actually not working, so he's in trouble. And I actually wanted to see more of what's going on with him. Anyway, we jump to the parts of the chapter which I wasn't really interested in. But anyway, we're back to Usopp and Robin. Mine went numb. Usopp and Robin, they're still with the gnomes. They're talking about, gnomes are explaining that in the past that, they were all, captured by Don Flamingo and they were forced to be workers, under the Colosseum, and basically something along those lines. I mean, after that, I kind of zoned out a little bit, but yeah, they were forced to be workers, and they're actually gonna, fight back now. They're gonna go. So I'm guessing everybody's heading toward the Colosseum. Might be the final, area where all the fighting takes place. Where everyone seems to be heading in that direction, or if we're in the city within that direction. So that might be the final destination for all the main battles to take place. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I mean, that's really the main meat of the chapter. It's speeding up. It's speeding up now. I mean, I'm glad to see that, we're getting some confirmation of the weird stuff that's been happening, or that stuff that I thought that was a bit too far out in One Piece. That's getting explained now, which is good. So I'm looking forward to what's to come next. Really want to see what's happening with Law. I really want to see more of Don Flamingo as well, more of his abilities, because he's a really interesting character. There's so much stuff that we know about him now, but we still don't know a lot more. So I mean, he's a really cool character, and I'm interested to know what's happening with him. The toy thing, yeah, that's kind of cool as well. I wonder who's pulling the strings, turning these people into toys. For what reason? Is he amassing a giant army of toys? Is this just punishment for those who, disobey the laws of Dressrosa? What's going on with all this weird stuff? And then the gnomes, I don't really care for the gnomes too much, because I thought that's just weird anyway. But whatever, I'm keeping my mind open to new things. So yeah, it was a good chapter. Let me know what you thought of the chapter, and as always, if you like the video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Take care.